SweetGeorgiaPam.com is the website where you find out all about Sweet Georgia Pam. If you don't know about Pam yet, I'm glad you're here. I'm not going to say shame on you. There's no judgment here, but SweetGeorgiaPam.com. Get in here before she becomes this international sensation. I just know it's in your cards. And she has a free downloadable guide that we'll talk about just for you. And thank you for listening to the show or watching us on YouTube. So we are affecting everybody around us, Pam. I mean, I think that when you really start hitting your stride, as our podcast is when the people that work with you are the ones that, okay, I got a dream I want you to interpret. All right. So
Yes.
our graphic designer, Helen, is the one that said, I had a dream and Pam's got to interpret this. All right. So,
But I'm like,
so yeah, she designed our logo, and she will design yours. You just DM us and we'll send you her information. But here's her dream. Are you ready?
oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay.
All right.
Helen, I hope that I can do this justice and do you justice. Okay. No pressure.
All right. No pressure. No pressure. All right. I can't remember how I got to it. I made her write it down and email me the exact, because when she said, oh my, are you, will Pam do this? And I'm like, well, write it down and send it to me what's fresh on your mind. So that I'm just going to read it verbatim. I can't remember how I got to it, but I was trying to wrangle like 20 baby frogs by gently grabbing them and lifting them into a bed. I was trying to hide them from someone, but not sure who. There was no mama frog either. So I gently laid my head on top of the pillow that I had managed to get them under, and distinctively remember some of them climbing and nestling around my ear, like in the top cartilage area and behind. Then a man, not sure who.
Pause. Hold on.
Sorry. Pause. There's so much
I
here.
gotta catch up. I was like, okay. And then laying down, head, pillow, ear.
The 20 frogs underneath the pillow. Some were climbing up and getting into the top of her ear and behind her ear specifically to nuzzle, to nudge, to nuzzle. What's the word? To spoon up in her ear. Yeah. I don't know why. I lost all English language there for a minute. Okay.
Then a
man, not sure who, walked in, and I was freaked out, as were the frogs, that he was going to hurt them or take them. So I was trying to push them further under the pillow to hide them. And I do remember gently trying to get them from my ear, again, not pulling out of my ear, just prying them out and shoving them under the pillow. That's about it that she can remember. She says that I can't remember the sequence of how I found them, but how they felt was very clear. I did about 2 weeks ago. She does say that she did save a little baby frog off a tennis court. So she said that may be where the frogs come from. But other than that, she doesn't know why the rest of the situation was happening. So, and again, this is where, to remind listeners, if you want a one-on-one with Pam where she can ask you questions, because Helen's not here to answer the questions. And we're happy to interpret your dream simply by direct messaging, or, we may set something else up where you can send your dreams. But just know that the one-on-one is there so Pam can ask you questions and kind of get an idea of what's going on in your life that might help her better. But anyway, sweetgeorgiapam.com to set that up. Okay, I gave you time to chew on it. What's your first thought?
Fantastic. Yeah. So I love that she is automatically able to connect it to waking life, because remember, generally the two things that I want to know with dream work is the things that you want to know as the dreamer is, what is this connected to in waking life? And the second question is, what is the commentary that this dream is now making? Because that's where the new information is. The unconscious mind and all of the things that your unconscious mind has access to, all of the wisdom down there, will then put together a message or some sort of commentary on that waking life event. Okay. Mm-hmm. So probably it's usually an unimportant waking life event. Oh, by the way, I did save a baby frog off of the tennis court the other day. Weird that then I had this dream that centered around this event. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what I would want to explore in a session is the emotional context around that encounter with the baby frog. Okay. Because automatically, the couple of things I'm wondering about are the physical embodiment of going out to a tennis court. Am I playing tennis? Is because when I do some sort of physical activity, it can release some emotions that I've been holding on to for a while, or it can make me start processing things that I haven't been processing very well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some physical embodiment that is suggested by being out at the tennis court. And then saving a baby frog, oh God. Okay. Frogs are amphibious, which means water and land. Symbolically, the water is the world of unconscious. The water is the world of emotional processing and spirituality and sort of the invisible things that influence us during the day, how we feel about things.
Mm-hmm.
And land is the groundedness of being able to function and process and move about your day and go about your waking life. So there's like the fact that it's a frog, it's an animal that lives both in water and on land. So it's comfortable in both spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Saving a baby is about saving something new, some new part of yourself that is being born or that needs to be nurtured in order to grow to maturity. So the specific, what I'm stuck on, and the reason I'm like tripping over my words is because the way that I do dream work is I just step into that as if it were my experience, right? So I'm standing on this tennis court and I am delicately engaging with this new life form. The thing about frogs is that their skin is like really dewy. Mm-hmm. And really,
it's a great word. Yes, dewy. That's a great word to describe it.
I'm stuck on the texture, right? Because even in the dream, she said it was what did she say? It was she could feel it, right? She could it was the texture that was a really important piece.
And
right?
How they felt, how they felt was very clear, right?
Yes, right. Okay, so that's where I'm stuck right now in waking life is I'm noticing that the texture is, it's not a soft, furry animal. I don't want to save this animal because it's so cute and furry and pulls on my, inner child who loves soft, cuddly things.
Right, a little cuddly puppy or kitten, right.
Yes. This is a sticky,
dewy, I love
dewy skinned creature.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. So what I love about it is its connection to water and its ability to hold water in its skin. Mm-hmm. And when I get, I'm just going to say the words, they're not going to make any sense at first because I'm trying to sort it all out. But when I get older, I'm getting older right now. My skin is drying out, there's less suppleness to it.
Yes.
And so
I'm getting crepey arms. Where in the world did that come from? Sorry, continue.
Right. So it is really stark to me that I get to engage with this very young, very help me with words, Melissa. What am I trying to say?
Well,
yeah, elastic.
Right. I was about to say it.
And don't. That's all right. You don't have to say it anymore out loud. We're starting to delve into different territory now. Maybe our listeners can help us describe this.
They're shouting things out. Yes.
All right, let's bring all of our minds back now then, and let's go right into the dream because you get my point about the tennis court. So there's something about saving that baby frog that then triggers this.
Well, 20 baby frogs. Remember the frog? Oh, well, she saved one in waking life, and in the dream it was multiplied. Right. I get you. Yes.
So when there's a number in dreams, you generally take whether the dreamer is sure about that number or estimating. That's the number you kind of go with. Okay. So there were about 20 frogs. So I would look at what happened when I was 20 as the dreamer that might be coming into play here. Now, when I was 20, my skin was a lot different than it is now at 46. So there is some elasticity to it when I was 20 that is worth saving in this dream.
Interesting. Sorry. No, I was just saying interesting because again, what I love about Pam is that she'll see things that I don't see. But again, that's why she's so good at dream work, because it is not logical. I mean, it's not something that, again, this is not
Yeah.
about Helen on the tennis court.
Right.
This is about something else inside of her that is coming to the surface.
Right. So if I were in session with somebody and they said, interesting, then we would stop there and I would go, tell me more. Tell me more about what's interesting. And then, because that puts you in the driver's seat of interpreting as well. Then we're in dialogue about, what else is interesting. And I've got a few other things I can show you, which I'll go to now. But I just want to point out to people that in session, this is a really a joint effort, because I want you to be able to take away that this is your dream from you and it is brilliant and look what your dreaming mind can do. And you then can understand it.
Love
Dream
that.
interpretation is a skill that you can learn. Okay, so she's got these 20 frogs that she is corralling gently into the bed. So the bed is where we rest. The bed is, in this case, acting as a nest to hold and comfort and secure. Okay, so what comes up for me, this is the intuitive piece. I don't know that a bed is shaped like a box until I just dropped in and I'm like, oh, it's like a container. It's a compartmentalizing.
Mm-hmm.
To keep them safe, they need to be in a soft landing that has some shape to it, some edges, some boundaries. That's what it speaks to me of, is boundaries. So they come up into this bed to be safe, to hide them. So right now, I'm jumping ahead. Right now, 20-year-old, the part of me, I'm the dreamer for a second, whose 20-year-old elasticity, and there's strength in that, right? Won't crack, but bends. So does a bed, by the way. The bed has elasticity. The 20-year-old part of me needs to be hidden away still. It's not time to bring that part out into the waking world. It's time to just hold, collect that part of me and hold and know what it feels like, so that I can tap into that 20-year-old part of me when I'm ready and use it in the outside world. But right now it's for internal only. It's to be hidden away. We don't know who we're hiding from. That suggests to me that there is a vague collective pressure. That's a collective societal pressure, or it's a collective pressure from other people's, oh God, I'm jumping around, but other people's psyche for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is yet, but it's not something that needs to be shared. I don't actually know who I'm hiding it from. I have an instinct to hide.
Now, is just let me interrupt you for a second. The hiding part is before the man walks in that you're talking about, or because it's a man that walks in when she really starts freaking out.
But she also mentioned hiding them in the beginning as well.
Correct. Yes. Right. So she hid them before anybody came in the room. True. Right.
Which means it's an instinct. There's something on the hairs on the back of my neck stand up of like, I don't know what the reason is yet, but just follow the instinct, right?
Yeah.
So keep my inner 20-year-old to myself for now and wait and see, okay? There's no mama frog. There's no mama frog. Amphibians do that, I think, right? They hatch out and then they're on their own. So older me is acting as the mama for younger me. I'm reparenting myself in this case.
Wow. Yeah. Because she felt the need to lay and nurture, and, and part of her was, part of the frogs were coming and nestling. What? I don't know. I can't think of the word.
Nuzzling?
Nuzzling. I don't know why I can't think of the word. I can't think of nuzzling. But part of the frogs were coming up to nuzzle her. So there was a nurturing, a mothering that was taking place.
It could be that the actual encounter with the baby frog the other day at the tennis court ignited this strong inner mother that hasn't been used in a while. right? So my son is older now, and that is the reason I got a pandemic pet, because I needed something to mother. I needed something to nurture. So it could be that that baby frog triggered this. We don't know, what it's about yet, but this instinct to mother something. So she puts them under the pillow, and some of them get into the ear. Okay, I think of earworm, like this song that won't go away, or this sound that won't go away, is playing a part in igniting 20-year-old me, multiplying 20-year-old me, or my 20-year-old strength, youthfulness, elasticity, to awaken that part of me. So that's why it's in my ear. Then a man who I do not know enters the room. I freak out. So do the frogs.
Mm-hmm.
So they are amplifying my emotions. So because right now they're still internal. I'm hiding them. They're not ready to be out in the world yet. It's not time yet. So the masculine that comes into the room, I would want to ask more questions in a session. Do we have any descriptors for the man? Does he do anything? Is it a dark impression, like a shadow figure, or does he come all the way? So I would want more information about this man to sort of speak to that part of the dream. But we do know that he is out to, or the fear is that he's out to hurt or take away this part of me. So he's causing the aging. He's causing the my fear of it. So fear. What I would speak to with that is, I don't know if it's the man himself that has those intentions, or if it's my reaction as a mother, like my mama bear reaction, and then the frogs pick up on that reaction, and so all of us together convince ourselves
Mm-hmm.
that there's hurt and abduction that's going to happen, like that's what's coming. So that,
well, and the other thing too is, I was going to ask you too, is, it seemed like a man she didn't know. I don't, again, she just told me that part of it. But is it about a man, or is it about masculine energy, or is it about, like you said, like the masculine feminine seem to really take place right there in that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and when I think about this is why I would in session, that's where I would want more information, is let's talk about that, because there's a whole lot of stuff coming up for me around that, that I don't think I want to.
What a great dream.
It's so good. the imagery is so rich and stark, and there's something about putting it under your pillow, just want to say, that brings to me the like Disney princess dreams. Dream is a wish your heart makes, what's this, when you're fast asleep, putting a wish, or putting a prayer under your pillow, or putting a lucky, whatever under your pillow, is an act of hope and faith. So to be able to keep it safe under your pillow, again, to me says, just hold it for yourself. Don't let it out yet. That would be my takeaway for this dream.
Well, I tell you, be like Helen and reach out to Pam and share your dreams with us. We can talk about it on the show, or set up a one-on-one. You can do all that by going to sweetgeorgiapam.com. And there, if you're somebody, and I say this every week, it's like, I can't remember my dreams and I wish I could participate. Well, just download her free guide called 6 Nights to Better Dream Recall, which you can also find on her website. I mean, her website is just, that's where you go, sweetgeorgiapam.com. You can connect with her on social media at Sweet Georgia Pam, but she's got links there at sweetgeorgiapam.com. I mean, that's the home base right there. So
yeah, and listen, if you guys are out there and you're new, or you listen all the time, do come say hi. Like, just shoot me an email, or message on social media. I'm very interested. Just wave and let us know that you're out there because we love it and we're glad that
And
you're listening.
TikTok.
Yeah, and TikTok, absolutely. Yeah. You can submit and dream through TikTok if you want to. I don't care. Just wave at us. We're very excited to know that you guys are out there. So
Absolutely. Well, and if you can tell your dreams in what is it, 30, 60 seconds on TikTok, you just describe the dream on TikTok. We'll play the audio here and she'll answer it here and she'll answer on TikTok. I mean, seriously, we want to help you with your dreams. Right?
yes, look, dude, include the hashtag the hidden meaning of dreams. Like if you include that hashtag, I'll know that's our podcast and that's where you're wanting.
Yes. All right.
Right.
Sweetgeorgiapam.com. Go there now and we'll see you next time, Pam. Thank you so much.
Sweet dreams, everybody.